All right, today we are diving deep into a game-changing book, Shiv Khera's international bestseller, You Can Win. We're going to break down the one single fundamental shift in your thinking that, according to Khera, separates the truly successful from, well, everyone else. So let's get right into it. This quote right here, this is the entire heart of the book. It's not about finding some secret, complicated new strategy that no one's ever heard of. Nope. It's all about changing the way you approach the things you're probably already doing. That's the big promise we're going to unpack right now. So, if we want to start doing things differently, we've got to understand the core problem first, right? We need to ask the fundamental question that gets to the bottom of what separates winners from losers. I mean, it's a question we've all asked ourselves at some point. Is it just pure luck? Maybe raw talent? Super high intelligence? Well, the book argues it's actually something way more fundamental. And the best part is, it's something that is completely within our control. Okay, so if it's not luck and it's not just raw talent, then what is it? Curie says that basically every success story you've ever heard of is built on the exact same foundation. And he explains this with a really simple but incredibly powerful metaphor. So the story goes like this. There's a balloon seller at a fair, and he's got balloons of every color you can imagine. Whenever business got a little slow, he'd release one into the air, and a crowd of kids would immediately flock over to buy one. A little boy comes up, tugs on his jacket, and asks, "If you release a black balloon, will that one fly too?" And the seller just smiled and said, "Son, it's not the color of the balloon. It's what is inside that makes it go up." And there you have it. That's the answer. The thing inside that makes us go up is our attitude. You know, just like a massive skyscraper needs a rock-solid foundation, any real lasting success has to be built on the foundation of a positive, powerful attitude. It's what's on the inside that counts, not what we look like on the outside. And look, this isn't just some nice, fluffy idea. There's actually data to back it up. A famous study, often credited to Harvard University, found that a whopping 85% of job success comes directly from your attitude. Only 15% is based on the hard facts, figures, and technical skills. Just think about that for a second. We spend years and years in school focusing almost entirely on that 15%, but we often completely ignore the 85% that really determines where we end up. There's another story in the book that illustrates this perfectly. It's about a farmer who sells his land to go search the world for diamonds, only to end up dying completely broke. Meanwhile, the guy who bought his farm discovers that the land is literally covered in acres of diamonds. The lesson is crystal clear. Opportunity is often right there, right under our feet. We just need to have the right attitude to actually see it. Okay, so we've established it. Attitude is the foundation, it's everything. But, just knowing that isn't really enough, is it? The really crucial question is, how do we actively build and strengthen that winning attitude? Well, the book lays out a really clear path for us. The very first step is to just recognize our own patterns. So take a look at this list and be really honest with yourself. Where do you usually fall? When something happens, do you see the possibilities or do you just see the problems? Do you see the potential gain or only the pain and effort it's going to take? Recognizing our own default settings is absolutely the most critical first step before we can consciously choose to respond differently. And here it is. This is the toolkit. 5 super actionable steps from the book to actively build that winning attitude. First, change your focus. It's like being a gold miner. You have to move tons of dirt just to find one tiny ounce of gold. But you go in looking for the gold, not the dirt. Second, practice gratitude. Third, build up your self-esteem by doing something for someone who can't pay you back. Fourth, and this is a big one, stay away from negative influences. They say a person's character is judged by the company they keep, and also by the company they avoid. And finally, never ever stop learning. Keep sharpening that axe, because whatever you did in the past isn't going to cut it today. So we've got the why attitude is so important, and we've got the how, those 5 steps. Now let's put it all together into a practical starting point, your own personal blueprint for success. The book suggests a really simple but incredibly powerful tool, the action plan. It forces you to get specific. So you can't just wish for success. You have to define exactly what you want to achieve, lay out how you plan to do it, and set a deadline for when you'll get it done. This little exercise transforms those vague daydreams into a concrete, measurable goal. This is the first step in really doing things differently. This quote, wow, it really frames why taking action is so critical. It's just a gut punch of a reminder that potential means absolutely nothing without execution. That action plan we just talked about, fueled by a winner's attitude, is the instrument we need to finally play our own song. And so, that leaves us with one final, incredibly important question. This isn't about anyone else. It's about your potential, your purpose, and the unique music that you have inside of you. With the right attitude as your foundation, what will your song be?